to change the paddock. Next lane plans, we didn't go
And welcome to the TT Daily Roundup, and it's the first official day of action here on the island, and we saw Lee Johnson. We saw very little.
Zero amount of action. I seen some action because I was out on track.
What I mean, what did we see? What did we see?
We saw two bikes setting off the Newcomers. Four actually, if you count Milky and Johnny.
Yeah.
So Barry Burrell and Mitch Reese set off, did their Newcomers control laps, and a big handful of sidecars. But other than that,
can you name any of them sidecar teams?
Yeah, all of them. But I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you.
This is not a facts-based channel.
Hey, George Alden, John's son, he did his Newcomers lap, and I went back to see him after. Mate, the guy was just beaming, ear to ear, like absolutely loved it. I mean, it was dead tricky conditions because of a bit of rain up there. But the point is, they got a lap under the belts, and they can sleep on that. And
that's definitely going to calm the nerves for them.
But a massive grin.
Yeah. So, seeing as there was no action, we decided just to bring Lee back for absolutely no apparent reason. But
we missed him. We missed him.
Well, I've missed him, yeah.
That's what you
and
said.
So have the people out there. So while there's no action, me and Boothie headed over to Honda Racing to check out what was going down with John McGuinness MBE and
Dean Harrison, not MBE.
Yes.
Sun's out now, get Mike out.
Oh, yeah. All right, while these three are chatting amongst themselves, me and Boothie have headed to the Honda factory awning. It's rocking in the wind. Gents, I mean, 2 minutes ago we were showing each other scars, weren't we? We'll keep that for another time.
Off camera.
Yeah, what's been happening today? What an absolute nightmare of a day.
Just look at the draw on it. To be fair, I was optimistic. No, is optimistic the word? I suppose. At one point, I actually thought we were actually going to go today. I thought, I might actually get a lap here. And once the Newcomers set off, it was nice just to see them get set off. Then the Newcomers have had their lap, so that's all put to bed, which were good. And then the rain started, so.
I sort of traditionally go up there to watch the Newcomers, and Barry Burrell and obviously Mitch, they're decent pedallers, and I always like just to see the looks on the faces. Yeah, I remember when I did it in '96, and I had a guy in a white smock with a chalkboard. It was damp under trees, misty on the mountain, and I got one of them. That's all I got.
Off you go.
I got a thumbs up.
No Milky, no Barty. It was just
no. It was. I did a lap in an old bus with. Well, actually sat on the bus with David Jeffries and Bruce Anstey and Paul Owen. We went back at bus like kids, and all the windows were steamed up. And Philip McCallum was narrating as a lap, and I never heard a word. I couldn't understand the word he said. He was just like, "Oh, this is fucking flat out here." And we were like, all just sat in the back, bouncing around, no idea. But yeah, I didn't get changed. I seen everybody getting changed. I thought this isn't happening.
Yeah, I actually had my levers on. I got my levers on, got up to the stop, and I sat there and I thought, it started to spit, right, and then it stopped. And I thought, when it stopped, I thought, we might be all right here, but then it was coming in, so that were it.
I see Milky won the Newcomers lap as well. He was around about 5.
He always wins that.
He was about 5 minutes before anybody else. I think he still thinks he was in that 2000 wet production race when he finished second to Dave, didn't he, in the wet proddy race, yeah. But he's worse than them. He grins more than them when he comes in, doesn't he, Milky?
Did you do any racing in the wet?
Yeah, done quite a bit of practicing in the rain and mist and things, but I did a really wet race in 1998 on a 250, which was miserable.
Was it?
Miserable, yeah, it was miserable. I know some people like it, some people don't. I did my obligation, we had to ride, I rode just as fast as I dare. Yeah. Joey Dunlop annihilated us. Bob Jackson was second, I was third. I remember standing on the podium shivering like a dog, it was horrible. There was no spectators out, it was meant to be a 3-lap race, it was cut to a 2-lap race, so yeah, but yeah, I've done some horrible laps around here. So.
What's the difference between riding around here in the wet and riding around Brands Hatch or somewhere like that in the wet?
I mean, it must be hundreds of different.
You've got a big gravel trap?
Yeah.
Grip levels are all over, you know, different tarmac, different. Some tarmac been down 20 years.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, as a steady way, if you put a set of the Metzler wets that we use at the Northwest with a hard centre, it would stand up to, I think, a lap round here in the iffy conditions or wet conditions. Yeah. As long as you use your loaf a little bit, I suppose. But the thing is sussing out where the grippy and not grippy bits of tarmac is. That's
very rare you get
a consistent
drenched track. I mean,
exactly.
When I did it in '98, it started damp, then it got worse. But when it got worse, it got freezing as well. So I remember looking at the temperature gauge on my 250. I thought it's gonna cold seas here, because they don't start till 25 degrees. It went down. So I was like panicking a bit, and I remember just like losing the front around the verandas. I just thought, why? All the years of experience, and I didn't feel like I was in control. So, I mean, that's a story for another time, isn't it? Because a lot of people would say we should ride in the rain. Maybe we should, but for me, it's not my cup of tea.
How far do you think we can go? Because like, was it
last
year's senior
in the rain.
when there was like the water coming across just out of Glen Helen, I think.
Yes, that's been fixed now. Yeah.
So like you had to sit the bike up, but other than that, it was fine. Would you go any further than like one or two damp patches?
No, the problem is with that though, because you've got full slick tyres on. Slick tyres in any sort of dampness just doesn't work. Yeah. Whereas going out with a pair of Metzler wets on, if you've got a wet bit, the tyre will work. A dry bit, the tyre will work. Yeah. The Metzlers hold together really well when you could go and, but you know yourself, dry bits, wet bits, they're all right. Whereas a slick, dry, fantastic.
Everything
else. Wet.
But you're getting a real high-speed rhythm with the slicks on.
Yeah, you do.
You're hitting the apex. Then all of a sudden, if you hit something, you feel like in your brain you've slowed down, but you haven't slowed down enough for them conditions. Yeah. But the experienced guys know where there's going to be a wet patch. There might be one coming out of Ginger Hole on the edge of the road there, or Hilbury, it might be a bit patchy up there. So we do. I mean, last year the race was a bit like that. I'm sure it was.
What's saying? Glen Helen was patchy. Kate's Cottage is patchy.
Even in the races.
Just a little. It's always on just the approach to waterworks. It's always damp under the trees there. When you come to Green, you know when it's damp, you'll smell the garlic. There's little things like that. Yeah, this is why garlic grows there. So when it's damp, you get the smell in the air at Green.
Oh, interesting.
Are there any other smells around the TT course that you can talk about?
I can smell sausages, but
depends if you have a moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soon as end of Kurt Michael, they always have a barbecue there.
Yeah, they do.
You can smell it?
Yeah.
That's unreal. Yeah. That's amazing. So let's talk bikes. Are we both feeling comfortable on his bikes? Dean, I'm kind of sick of saying it, but you know, I think it seemed to be I don't know if it was just Lee making a massive issue of it at the Northwest, how twitchy that bike was. Obviously, you dialed everything out there.
Yeah, we got it better and better as the week went on, to be honest. Yeah, no, I do. He's still not perfect, but I don't think a bike ever will be perfect, so we're just constantly just refining it and changing little things to try and make it, let's say, easier to ride. There's places where I want to be relaxing to take a bit of a breather, where I couldn't almost. So we're just trying to set it up just for that and then go from there.
Fast though. 209.
Oh, she's fast.
Oh, yeah.
I did 202. We pulled my belly around at 202. So yeah,
I don't think I've ever been.
We're in I think we're in a good place. I think the BMs maybe create a bit of turbulent air as well. So when you're near it,
Whereas I'll be by myself here.
Yeah, a bit easier. Yeah.
The 600's good.
My bike's good. Yeah, I had a great time testing in Spain with these guys. We did a 6-day test. Had a lot of fun. Did lots of laps. A bit of BSB testing. So yeah, for me, I'm in a great spot. And Northwest was all right. It was all right for me. It was good.
It'll do. You made it around in one piece.
Let's be honest, the top guys are just out of my reach. But then second tier, I'm right there, and I keep witching on, but I'm going faster than I've ever gone. I know the guys at the top are just here, but I'm here, but I'm not going that way. I'm going, you know, just a little bit quicker than I've gone. So that's the sweet spot for me, and that's where we are. And love it. Dead proud to be still earning me right to jump on the factory under. So yeah, good place.
It's not a given, is it, that you're going to ride that bike every year?
Once they come and wipe me bum for me, then
you'll be off.
I'll be like that. There's my bike. Crack on. But they're not.
How's that for a job for a team, mate? Hey, wipe your ass for him.
It didn't make sense, though, did it? Wipe me bum. Once he kicked me ass, let's put it that way. Once he kicked me ass,
I'm not sure where we're going with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like,
how many are you going to have to kick your ass before you? Because you've said it time and again, like, whenever you're still there or thereabouts, you'll just keep riding.
What's that? I said that to me before. It's like, you see, you've said to me a few times, oh, do you feel more? I said, mate, as long as you're enjoying yourself and you're going fast, what?
Yeah.
But will you still enjoy yourself when there's, you know, the...
Yeah, but he's still going fast, so he's still enjoying himself.
Well, I suppose so.
I know in myself where we are with it, and I actually really enjoy working with Dean. I want to see him win.
Yeah.
You know, for the brand. We worked hard. You know, we've chucked a lot at it, and you know, he's right in the position now to be able to win. And I'll be the proudest man ever when he wins. You know, and if I'm backing him up, and if my input into the job can make the team as a whole go faster, I actually enjoy that role in the team. And then, you know, I'll know him myself, won't I? Do you know, my ultimate boss, Harv and Neil, they've just said, you know, if you want to stop on lap 4 at Ginger Hall and have a beer, stop. I'll meet you there, I'll have a pint with you. Which, for a team to say that, it just doesn't happen, does it? So I'm in a really
I didn't have that conversation.
You have to.
You've got witnesses on you, but
Yeah, no pressure on me.
I think there's a lot of people out there that want to see a Dean Harrison win, isn't there? Like, especially when I was listening to people at the Northwest. Everyone was wanting you to win, and I think it's exactly the same here.
Yeah, no, but we're trying. We're there and thereabouts. We're just grinding it out every week at British Championship and Super Sport.
We're looking good on that.
Yeah, there and thereabouts on that. And when the Northwest were close in every race, we're battling at the front. So we'll hopefully, the plan is the same again here.
I know it's a stupid question, but what's the expectation? What will you leave the island happy with?
Well, I'd be happy with a win, to be honest. I'd take a win and be over the moon.
You wouldn't care what class?
I'd win any class. The win's a win. It doesn't matter. They're all hard to win, aren't
they? Yeah.
They are. You don't get them in a Christmas cracker.
How about you, John?
Roster would be the icing on the cake for me. I'd love to go up them steps again with Dean.
Yeah.
On the top step.
Dean
be nice.
Yeah,
I would love that. I would really love that. You know, it's not sheer pace. And everybody finishes, probably not, but it's a hard, you know, it's you've got to get to it.
It's unique. You've got to do 6 laps. You can have the fastest bike in the world, but you've got to do 6 laps.
Yeah.
Or
2
4
pit
laps
stops,
Super Sport.
everything's just got to go to plan. And, you know, I'm strong enough to do it, and bike's good enough to do it. Just going to be down to me on the day, but like I say, I've been in that position before, where I've nicked a podium. Northwest, I nicked a podium last year. I know you've got to be in it to be in that position, but yeah, a little bit of luck and a few little bits around me, I can definitely end up on the podium. If that happens, then we mentioned it before, didn't we?
Go on.
Well, yeah, it could be in jail for the night for a nude streak. So
we don't want to see that, don't we? But what's this rumour about you having a tattoo? Are we allowed to mention that?
You can do, yeah. Well, I've got to have one at some point.
You've got to have one.
Yeah.
Why have you got to have one?
Well, last year I said to Toddy, if you win the senior, I'll have a DT74 tattooed on my bum cheek. And then I sort of panicked a bit at the end, but I've been reminded, so...
and I'm just reminding you now.
I think that's a fair deal.
It is a fair deal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I got a tattoo in 2022 from 100 start, and my mum wasn't happy. I got told off my mother, don't you ever step foot in my house with a tattoo. So when I got it, she was super cross. So one of my bums, well, she probably won't see that one, so I'll get away with that one.
You can get away with that.
But Harvey Beltran, our boss, he said he'd have a McPint tattooed on his backside if I got on the podium at the Northwest.
And you did.
But he's welched on the deal, so he needs to...
we need to sort that out. What about a Dean Harrison magnet?
Mine's a cool magnet.
On your bum. That'd look good if Dean wins.
If he wins the scene, I'd have to... My bum's going to be a mess, isn't it? Well, yeah, I'm in.
As in?
I'm in. Right,
there you go. I'm saying that's on camera.
Does it have to be the senior, though? Or any?
Any. We'll go any. Any win.
All right, fair enough.
There we go. Any win. I'll even buy you a pint.
Right, shall we wrap it up there? Gents, all the best for the next couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as ever.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, boys.
So me and Tom have retreated inside. The wind is still up, the rain is still here. Tom, how was your morning, mate?
Good, yeah, good morning. I've been doing my TT Plus presenting for the coverage that we sort of haven't seen today, but you know, we had to get some of it done and you know, let people know what's actually happening on the island. Thankfully the newcomers got away, so that's great for them. Unfortunately for the other lads, no riding today.
No.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Well,
Never mind me. What have you been
Thank
up to?
you for asking. So me and Boothie headed down to Honda to check out and check in on John and Dean, both in good spirits.
Yeah.
And I think John is quite excited and optimistic about a Dean Harrison win.
Do you think he likes being the older statesman in the team and looking after the younger?
I think so, yeah.
Rider,
I don't know if, I mean, John's John, right? John has an MB for God's sake and 23 wins around here.
For his charity work.
Exactly. But is there much that you think that John can teach Dean anymore? Dean's been here a long time now, hasn't he?
Maybe not in terms of speed, but approach to TT and how to take things in your stride and how to deal with the various situations that come up. John's got so much experience. Look what he's done with Davey. He's helped Davey so much over the years. So yeah, of course he'll take something.
One thing that came out of that interview, if Dean wins, John is going to get a tattoo of Dean's little logo on his bum.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you make that up?
I think I might have. No, I didn't make it up. I said to him, will you do it? And he was like, yeah, and they shook on it.
Really?
Yeah.
So Dean needs to win then?
If Dean wins, get a tattoo.
Are you doing the tattoo?
Not a chance, I'm rubbish at drawing. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be going qualifying tomorrow evening. The weather forecast says that we're going to be dry all day right up until around 4 p.m. Yeah. So the likelihood of any action again is tiny. It's little Lee Johnston. So if there is no action, why don't me and you head to Pete Found's, Jevon Walmsley, and check out what they're up to? Because we've not really touched on any sidecar action yet, and I know you're dying to.
Good shout, because they're a missing piece in the puzzle. We talk about the big four in the Superbike class or whatever. We've got 3 top sidecar teams that are going to do battle come Saturday, but Pete and Jevon are just perhaps under the radar a little bit because of last year's performance. But what they did to me and Ben in 2023, they pushed us all the way, and they're 120 mile an hour lap crew. So there's something there for them boys, and they've been busy over winter with that bike.
And if they've got it sorted, there's every chance that that sidecar could be the race to watch this year.
Fireworks.
I'm going to see fireworks. If you want the latest news and gossip, iomttracers.com, and be sure to check out the WhatsApp info line. If you're on the island, you'll get all the latest road closures, all the latest rescheduling, if there's any, and obviously the scheduling as well. Thomas, do you know where we are on official TT social media? What is it?
You just said it.
Well, I kind of did, didn't I? At TT Racers Official. There you go. And make sure you leave your comments. Try and leave a comment that doesn't involve the music. Until tomorrow, see you later.
Bye.